It's Peet and Reet, and when I think of our next impressive guest, I think of Gremlins, I think of Goonies, I think of Friday the 13th.
I think of The Burbs. That was my all-time. I've watched that movie like 30 times.
Thank you.
I just love your character in it.
Oh, thank you.
It was so spectacular. My sons and I, it's like a cult flick for us.
I think
now.
Rick Dukeman, he was the star of that movie.
Oh, it was
so
just
great.
fabulous.
He was so brilliant, so funny.
Yeah, I loved it.
Unfortunately, he's no longer with us, but you know, God bless Rick. R.I.P.
So now we look at your face, it hasn't changed. Like, what's going on with that?
Yeah, you look exactly the same.
No wrinkle cream, no wrinkle cream. But your lights are bright, that's for sure. Anyway, well, thank you. Yeah, I try not to. I have a deal with God. No aging at all.
I like that deal.
Yep, it's a good one. The deal is, though, I have to stay angelic to the core. That is my part of the deal.
Oh, we like that.
No alcohol, no meat of any kind. Be kind and loving to all beings on the planet. Peace and love is the message.
Yeah.
You know, good living. No, I don't smoke cigarettes or anything like that. You know, so it's clean living.
And it makes a big difference, doesn't it?
It sure does. Yeah.
So when we look at your life, we see all kinds of things happening, but we see new things happening right now, which actually we like what you're doing.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Well, I feel very blessed. What can I say? Our latest single made it all the way to number 32 on the Billboard charts, and you know, we just did this performance and it blew up, and 50 million views later.
Oh, it worked out well.
Viral madness.
Yeah, but it worked in your favor.
I can't believe it. I'm going to be very wealthy off one song, so I'm very grateful for that. Go for it, baby.
Awesome.
Go for it.
Yeah.
But you know, but the best part of it is that, you know, we're sending out a positive message of love, and people are getting that message in a very big way. A lot of the comments that I've gotten over the last week and a half of people saying, you know, the world is so dark right now and things seem so bleak. Just that 5 minutes that, you know, I watch that video, it just makes me smile. It just makes me happy. And then I spend the rest of the day singing that song in my head, and it just brings a little, like, love into my day, which is nice.
So did you write the song?
Yes, of course.
Good for you.
Yes, which is henceforth why I'm going to be making money off of everybody's
That's
love
how you
and
make
hate.
money in songs, right?
Yeah.
Not just singing.
If I was just singing, you know, we don't get paid much as singers, but boy, the writing, that's another story. And then we're going to go back on the Today Show in a few weeks, and we'll be doing it all over again with a new song. So
good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Let the train keep rolling, baby.
And your band name?
Well, right now it's the Angels, right? So it's Corey and the Angels. That's it.
Yeah, you have one of your angels here.
We have my Mangel, of course. DJ AC.
Come on over here so they can see it quick. Come on over.
Come on. Well, she's doing Facebook Live, so
I'm doing Facebook
so
Live.
now you can
okay.
show
We can
people
all
what
say
it's like
hi.
to be on camera.
This is what it's like.
There you go.
We can all say
All right,
hi.
but you got to now. You're on this.
Yeah, everybody over there can
Okay,
say hi over
You
here.
don't have to turn it off. You can just hear it. Wait. Just do
Uh-oh.
this. There we go.
Oh, wow.
Oh, you ended it anyway.
That's okay. That's okay. She could get it back on.
Absolutely.
So anyway, so she's my Mangel and DJ AC. And if you watch the actual video for Go For It, she is the ballet dancer at the beginning. She's also the DJ and sings. So
Were you on the Today Show too?
multi-talented.
You were on, yeah.
You were?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the
Yes.
Today Show was awesome.
And then she also, we had a show for a while called Corey's Angels Talk Live. She was my Paul Schaefer. I always want to call him Paul Inca. It's not Paul Inca, it's Paul Schaefer. It's been a while. They've been
Both
off the
Canadians,
air
though.
now. Yeah, true. Anyway, so she was my Paul Schaefer, like basically on the show, you know, DJ, sidekick, co-host. And she also, I just found out, plays piano, so she's going to be like more involved musically for the future shows and stuff. So I'm very proud of her. She's come a long way.
All right, good job.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about politics.
Okay.
Let's talk about the election, the big one
That's
going
a
on.
big flip.
What's going to not only affect America, but I think it's going to affect us over here in Canada too.
Yeah, of course it is. Well, especially if you know who wins.
Which you know who?
Which is
Well, we all know who. Come on now, let's not kid ourselves. I'm very nervous about it. You know, my fear is that, oh my God forbid this madman should get into the office. It's really scary. It's really scary. He knows nothing about politics, first of all, at all. I mean, he's the least political person I've ever seen in my life. And that doesn't mean it's change, folks. It means it's just unintelligent and uneducated. There is a difference. We're not talking about a change of convention. We're talking about accepting the idea of America being dumbed down by this kind of whole reality show and mentality that is going on, which has now become the reality show debates of our presidential election. It's insanity if you really think about it. Like, never before in America has this happened. Never before in the world has, a presidential debate been turned into a mockery.
If you want to call that a debate.
Yeah, I mean, she was doing, the right thing. She was answering the proper questions. She was well informed and educated, and she's ready for the job. She's a very, very serious political power.
Okay, so let me start just for one second. Let me ask you. So I understand exactly what you're saying about Trump, but let's go into things like the corruption factor. Let's talk about the emails. Let's talk about the FBI clearing her, stuff like that. I mean, I think in the situation you've got two candidates that are probably a little bit of a problem for America right now.
I disagree.
Yeah?
I disagree. I think the only problem with Hillary Clinton is the GOP press machine. Okay? Because if you think about it, the FBI cleared her of all charges. Period. Plain and simple. If there was an issue, then the issue would have come front and center. The other thing you got to realize is, we've got Benghazi. That's a real issue. But let's talk about that for a minute. She had to make a political decision, which is something that every person of power must do at some point. At some point, when you're the president of the United States and you're, gambling is what it is, on some very big territory, which involves people's lives, which involves, our soil, which involves our money, which involves everything that we have to protect, this person has to make that decision. Do I spare a life here to gain this ground, to gain this opportunity, to gain these lives and this freedom and this safety and security? That is a very important decision that's going to have to be made on a regular basis. And you know what? Nobody's perfect. Where she's been wrong, she said, I admit I'm wrong. She said it right there in the middle of the debates.
Yeah, she did.
That's what we want. We want a leader who can make firm decisions, not to say they're going to make every decision right, but at least stands behind the decisions they make. And when they see that they've done something wrong, they come out and they admit it. They don't sit there and throw blame and try and, throw shade on the other person and what about this and what about that? Nobody needs that. That's not going to get us anywhere. What we need is a clear, concise directive and a plan and an agenda to move forward. And here's another thing I want to say. Okay, this is very important. But a lot of people talk about, the fact that, I don't like the two-party system. The two-party system sucks, and why do we have to choose either one? Let me say this. Not voting this year is not going to help you.
100%.
Not voting will not make that difference, okay? So you need to get out to the polls anyway, and let me explain this for a minute, okay? If you are concerned about both of them, mostly concerned about Trump, but concerned about both of them, my suggestion, my advice would be, do whatever it takes to make sure that we have the most reasonable and sound answer for today. But that's not to say that we need to put up with it. If you want change and you want change to happen, start today for 4 years from now. Start a grassroots plan, a grassroots program to get somebody like Bernie Sanders, who's a free thinker, and somebody who's a voice outside really of the two-party thinking, and get that person initiated today and start their grassroots support so that by the time we get to the 2020 elections, we're ready for another voice to actually have a shot. Because let me tell you, if everybody just doesn't vote and they think that's going to change anything, it's not going to change anything.
We say that all the time over here in Canada. All the time. We have low voter turnout over here as well.
Yeah, because it's like, well, I've got no faith in the, two parties, and I get that, and I understand the concern, but at the same time, I feel that if people really are serious and they want to motivate change, let's do it together. It takes big volume, big numbers. We have to work together, and the best way to do that is vote for Hillary right now, and let's focus on the future tomorrow.
All right, now Canada, do you come here often?
I do. I love it here, eh?
Where have you been? We don't say that in this part of the West because we're right by the border.
Yeah, that's what they all say. They all say that, eh?
They don't even know we're
They're a bunch of hosers and they don't even realize it.
Hey.
No.
Do you go to Niagara Falls? We're from Niagara Falls.
I love it. It's beautiful. Are you kidding me? I've spent a lot of my life here because we shot so many of my films here.
Yeah.
And of course the first season of The Two Coreys and Bordello of Blood. I mean, it's on and on and on, but yeah.
Well, next time you come, we'll have to take you out on the town.
That would be nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd love to go in the boot.
These speak Canadian very well.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Don't forget to shoot out the lights, all right? They're a bit bright, eh?
Well, listen, we thank you so much for stopping by in the Pete and Reet Show.
bless.
And all the
God bless
best
you as well.
Nice to see you.
Yeah.
Album.
Thank you.
And we'll be watching the Today
and to
Show.
your brother, I just want to say peace and love, Jim, and stay strong right now. I know they're beating you up too, but the good will always prevail. Don't worry.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
All right, we will see you next time on the Pete and Reet Show.
Nice.
Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
guys.
Yeah, Corey, that was great. Very inspiring. So.
God bless.